Welcome to the Cenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something we all deal with, stress. And not just the feeling, you know?
Exactly. Not just being overwhelmed. We want to unpack what's physically happening step by step.
Right. So you can actually get a handle on it.
Precisely. And there's a framework for this called the General Adaptation Syndrome, or GAS. It kind of maps out how our bodies react over time.
GAS. Okay, like a roadmap. What are the main stops on this map?
Well, there are essentially four key stages we'll look at.
Yeah.
First is the alarm, that initial shock.
Okay.
Then, if the stressor hangs around, you move into resistance. That's the coping phase.
Resistance. Got it.
After that, if it still keeps going, you can hit exhaustion, burnout territory.
Yeah.
And finally, a really crucial one that's often missed, recovery.
Right.
Actually rebuilding.
Alarm, resistance, exhaustion, recovery. Okay. So the idea today is to figure out what these look like, maybe recognize them in ourselves. Yeah.
That's the goal. Knowing where you are helps you choose what to do. So let's start with alarm. So it's pretty urgent.
It does. Like a fire alarm going off inside.
That's a good way to put it. It's that immediate automatic fight or flight reaction.
Yeah.
Ancient survival stuff, really.
Right, the classic response. But
Yeah.
what's actually, like, flipping the switch internally?
It's your sympathetic nervous system jumping into action. And that sets off a whole chain reaction. A big part of it is the HPA axis. That's the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis.
HPA axis sounds complicated.
It is a bit. But the gist is, it signals your adrenal glands, these little glands on your kidneys, to pump out stress hormones, mainly adrenaline or epinephrine and cortisol.
Adrenaline and cortisol, the famous one.
They're the frontline responders, yeah. Adrenaline gives you that instant surge. Your heart pounds, blood pressure goes up.
The blood moving fast.
Exactly. Your pupils might dilate. You get tunnel vision almost. Blood rushes to your big muscles.
Ready to run or fight?
Precisely. And things like digestion, they slow right down. Your immune system even takes a temporary back seat. It's all about conserving energy for the immediate threat.
Wow, okay. That's a massive shift in seconds. Can you give us a real-world feel for that?
Sure. Imagine you step off the curb, lost in thought, and suddenly a car horn blares. Tires screech.
Oh, yeah. Instant jolt.
Right. Before you even think, you've likely jumped back. Your heart's racing. You'd feel shaky, maybe. That's pure alarm stage. Your body just reacted.
That makes total sense for, like, immediate physical danger. But what about work deadlines or money worries? Those aren't tigers chasing us.
That's the crux of the issue in modern life, isn't it?
Yeah.
That system, designed for short bursts of intense threat, gets triggered by things that are ongoing, chronic stressors.
So it's like the alarm is stuck on.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
And having your body constantly in that high alert state, well, it takes a toll. It increases your risk over time for things like heart problems, high blood pressure, even messes with your immune system long term.
Okay, definitely not ideal. So if we feel that alarm reaction kicking in maybe before a presentation or something, what can we do right then?
The key is to consciously try and activate the opposite system, the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system.
How do we do that?
Deep breathing is huge. Slow, deep breaths can actually signal your body to calm down, even just a minute or two. Grounding techniques help too.
Ground down.
Like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. Notice 5 things you see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, 1 thing you taste. It pulls you out of the spiral and into the present.
Ah, okay. Sensory focus.
Exactly. And, if possible, just physically removing yourself from the stressful situation, even for 5 minutes, can help reset things.
Good, practical stuff. Okay, so that's the alarm. What if the stress doesn't go away after that initial jolt? What's next?
Then you shift into the resistance stage. The immediate panic might fade, but your body is still working overtime to cope, to adapt, to maintain balance under pressure.
So you might look okay on the outside, like you're handling it.
Often, yeah. You might seem composed, functional, but internally, your system is still under strain. It's resisting the pressure.
What are the signs then, if it's not that obvious panic?
It can be subtle. Maybe a kind of persistent fatigue, the kind sleep doesn't seem to fix.
Tired all the time.
Right. Or maybe increased irritability, snapping easily, feeling anxious or just moody. Brain fog is another common one.
Brain fog, like difficulty concentrating.
Yeah, trouble focusing, maybe feeling indecisive.
Yeah.
And because your immune system is still somewhat compromised, energy is being diverted, remember, you might catch colds more easily or have digestive issues flare up.
Okay, so the body's trying its best, but it's like borrowing energy from other places.
That's a great way to think about it.
Yeah.
It's running on reserves, rerouting resources away from things it deems non-essential for immediate survival, but it's not sustainable.
Doesn't sound like it. What are the risks of staying in that resistance phase too long?
Well, that prolonged strain is linked to developing chronic issues. High blood pressure is a big one, heart disease risks go up, and definitely emotional burnout. You just feel worn down.
Can you give us another example? Someone maybe juggling a lot.
Sure. Think about someone with a really demanding job, maybe tight deadlines constantly. Plus, they have young kids, maybe aging parents, bills to manage.
Yeah, a lot on their plate.
Initially, they might feel like they're managing, they push through, stay organized. But after weeks, months, they start feeling that constant, nagging tiredness. They get easily frustrated. They find it hard to focus in meetings.
Okay. The initial adrenaline is gone. Now it's just a grind.
Exactly. That shift from pushing through to feeling chronically strained, that's often the resistance stage.
Okay, that probably resonates with a lot of listeners. So if you recognize you're in that phase, what helps? What are the strategies?
This is where consistent self-care becomes non-negotiable. Setting boundaries is huge.
Saying no sometimes.
Yes, respectfully protecting your energy, not taking on more. And building in daily relaxation isn't a luxury, it's essential. Meditation, yoga, stretching, even just quiet time.
Actively counteracting the stress.
Right. And basic physical support matters more than ever. Eating well, nutrient-dense foods to refuel, staying hydrated, and prioritizing consistent, decent sleep, really making it a priority.
So it's about actively shoring up your resources while the pressure is still on. Makes sense, but what if? What if that doesn't work, or the stress just keeps intensifying? Where does that lead?
That leads, unfortunately, to the exhaustion stage. This is when your body's ability to adapt is just overwhelmed, the resources are depleted, systems start to falter, or even shut down under the chronic load.
Exhaustion. That sounds pretty serious. You mentioned burnout earlier.
Yes, this is where burnout really takes hold. And staying in this stage is dangerous. It needs immediate attention because the damage can be long-lasting.
What kind of damage are we talking about? What are the big risks here?
Your energy reserves aren't just low, they're often completely gone. Your immune system gets severely weakened, making you really susceptible to getting sick, often seriously. The risk for major health problems skyrockets: heart disease, severe anxiety disorders, clinical depression, chronic fatigue syndrome, and it impacts everything else too.
Like relationships, work.
Absolutely. Relationships suffer, work performance tanks, your overall mental health can really decline. It's a state of profound depletion.
Can you paint a picture of what that might look like day to day?
Imagine someone who's been burning the candle at both ends for months, maybe years. Intense work, maybe caregiving stress on top of that. They've ignored their own needs. Sleep, food, rest.
Just pushing through.
Until they can't anymore. They feel utterly drained. No matter how much they sleep, they're getting sick constantly. They can barely concentrate on anything. They feel numb, maybe hopeless. Just getting out of bed feels monumental.
That sounds incredibly tough. So if someone finds themselves in that state, what's the path out? How do you start to heal from exhaustion?
It requires a really significant shift. Often professional help is key. A therapist, a counselor, maybe a doctor. They can provide support and guidance. And then it's about prioritizing what some call radical rest. Not just sleep, but deep rest. Solitude, quiet, giving yourself emotional space without demands.
Radical rest. I like that.
It also means taking a hard look at your life, your workload, your commitments, and cutting back. Seriously cutting back on non-essentials.
Being realistic about capacity.
Yes. And practicing self-compassion, allowing yourself to recover without guilt, recognizing it takes time.
It's not a quick fix. It's a real recovery process. Which brings us to that fourth stage you mentioned. Recovery. You said it wasn't in the original model.
That's right. The original GAS model focused more on the response to stress. But we now understand recovery is an active, essential stage after prolonged stress. It's where the body actually rebuilds and rebalances.
So without it, you don't really get back to baseline.
Exactly. You risk staying stuck in a kind of low-grade stress loop. Recovery is where the system truly resets.
What's happening physiologically during recovery?
You start to see those stress markers come back down. Cortisol levels decrease. Heart rate and blood pressure normalize. You should feel energy, motivation, mental clarity start to return gradually.
And are there things we can do to actively support that recovery process?
Absolutely. Gentle movement is great, things like yoga, stretching, maybe some light walking, especially in nature. It helps regulate hormones without adding more stress.
Low impact stuff.
Right. Mindfulness practices are also very beneficial. Meditation, deep breathing, again, journaling even. These help calm the nervous system and creating calming environments. Spending time in nature, as I mentioned, or just making sure your home space feels peaceful and restorative. Reducing sensory input can be really helpful.
It sounds like recovery isn't just passive waiting, but an active process of rebuilding.
It absolutely is. And it's crucial for breaking that cycle and preventing those long-term health issues we talked about. It lets your body repair.
So we've walked through alarm, resistance, exhaustion, and recovery. Pulling it all together, why is understanding this whole sequence so valuable for us?
Because it gives you knowledge.
Yeah.
And knowledge is power, right? It gives you tools to protect your health, basically.
Yeah.
When you can recognize, okay, I feel that jumpiness, that's the alarm stage, or wow, I'm constantly irritable and tired, maybe I'm in resistance, or I feel completely drained. This could be exhaustion.
Then you can respond differently, not just react.
Exactly. You can respond intentionally. You can spot the warning signs earlier, maybe before you get deep into exhaustion. You can use strategies that actually match the stage you're in.
So it's about targeted self-management.
Precisely. It helps you safeguard your physical health, your mental health, by reducing those long-term risks of chronic stress. It's about resilience.
This has been really illuminating. It shifts the view of stress from this vague negative thing to, well, a process we can actually navigate.
That's the hope. And the big message is, stress is a signal. Your body's trying to tell you something needs attention.
Not a weakness.
Not at all. It's a signal to maybe slow down, get support, make some changes. Listening to those signals, understanding the stages, that's how you build resilience over the long haul.
So pay attention, recognize where you might be, and make those adjustments to find that balance, and mental, emotional, physical.
Couldn't have said it better. And remember, you don't have to do it all alone. Sometimes small shifts, a bit more attention to diet, gentle movement, maybe the right nutrients can make a huge difference over time.
Speaking of practical steps, for anyone listening who wants to dive deeper, we do have that free ebook, right? The De-Stress Blueprint.
Yes, it's a great resource. It goes into more detail on understanding your own stress patterns, building resilience, getting your energy back, practical stuff.
And you can find the link for that free download right in the show notes for this deep dive.
Definitely check it out. And maybe just as a final thought to leave you with, take a moment after this. Ask yourself, based on what we talked about, what stage of stress might I be in right now?
A moment of self-reflection.
Yeah. And then what's just one small, kind thing you could do for yourself today to support your well-being, wherever you are on that map? Even a tiny step can start shifting things.
Thanks for tuning in to the Cenario Podcast. Don't forget to visit Cenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.